This is John Pluta, GeorgiaBees.com. I'm going to cover a few different things today. The first thing I'm going to do is it's fall, and either fall or spring for foulbrood, American or European. It's mixing up your powdered sugar terramycin mix. And for anybody that's got a lot of bees, this is going to be boring. This is basically just for beginners. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, but what I use is a 6.4 bag of terramycin and a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. You can use 2.5, but I just use 2. And my quick, easy way of mixing it is just to use a empty coffee can. And one of the first things you want to do is with a magic marker, mark on it very clearly 3 X's and just Terra mix. This can be done either fall or spring. What I'm doing is I'm going to mix it in this can, and I do a little bit of both, a little Terra, a little powdered. This would do around 12 hives on 3 cycles, or around 36 hives one time. Most of my bee yards are between 25 and 50, so I basically mix 1 can for each bee yard. It's a little overkill for the hobbyist with one or 2 hives. Then you always want to dispose of your bags safely. And when you have 1 or 2 hives, it's going to differ between when you have 1 or 200 or 1 or 2,000. Another way to do it is to mix it in a 5-gallon bucket and just multiply it. And what I do is I run by Wendy's, and their little plastic spoon is one of my favorites. It's nice and strong, and a few little stirs, and then shaking back and forth. You want to distribute the terramycin throughout the powdered sugar. What you're trying to do is keep this in your hive for the course of the 21-day brood cycle. So if you do it once a week for 3 weeks, that's basically got you covered. As your baby bees hatch out, your worker and nurse bees will clean the cells out, and the terramycin, the antibiotics, is in the hive, and it gets you covered pretty good. This is mixed up nice, and you can see on a coffee can it's about 3/4 full. And what I normally do, I just leave my spoon in the can. I'm going to throw a little bit in this little nuke right here. What you're wanting to do is put it on the end bars, not over top where your brood is. Depending on how big the hive is, you also do, you want to make sure you have no honey supers on your hive. But just because this is only a 5-frame, just one little spoon on your front end bar and one on your back end bar. The powdered sugar attracts the bees to the terramycin. And what you're wanting to do is do this once a week for 3 weeks to cover your brood cycle. That was the first thing I was going to show you today. Another thing, to back up to a previous several emails here lately, on my feeding systems, I feed through the top through a plug, like so. And on my nukes, I basically use the 24 ounce bottle. For out yards, I use the 1 liter bottle. It'll last several days. And people keep asking me, can you use a 2 liter bottle? Yes and no. It depends on how thick your syrup is and the temperature. On a 2-liter bottle, the size, when it creates a vacuum when you turn upside down, the sides aren't strong enough to hold it out if it's cold or when you have a thick syrup. If you're using a thin syrup in the springtime, or if the days are extremely warm, a 2-liter bottle will work. But it all depends on it depends on the manufacturer of your bottle. But the sides have a tendency of collapsing, and it doesn't work 100%. What you can do is the biggest commercial feasible glass bottles are the 40-ounce beer bottles that hold the malt liquor, Old English, Colt 45, anything like that. I used to enjoy it when I used to drink. I used to specify these here, but this glass bottle works just fine. On our third little thing, it's we're going to switch over to the small hive beetles and these beetle traps that I use. There's gotten to be a touchy subject on this bait that I use. First of all, I can't tell you what it is because it's not authorized for inside of a beehive at this time. It's a whole lot safer to me than the camouflage or the fluvalinate, and it's being kept away from the bees. One little thing that we didn't show too good was where I put the bait at. I shoot the 4 little corners because our entrances are right here, and this is the inside little square that is designed for your 1-inch piece of camouflage on your checkmate strip if you're going to use that. And I do, when I first started this, I would just shoot all over the place, but that impeded the beetles of getting in. By doing this here, it allows the beetles to come in, and a large number of beetles, and to spread them out. Now, to get around the technical problem of having inside of a beehive, which I'm still going to do temporarily, we're hoping this chemical is going to be authorized. What you can do is go to a screen bottom board and insert your hive beetle trap. On most of your screen bottom boards, they're raised up, or some of your commercial bottom boards, your solid ones, are the same way. Put it underneath your bottom board. You aren't going to get as much bang for the buck with the beetles inside, but it will draw them when they're coming and going. Or another thing you can do is put it on your pallet underneath your screen bottom board. That's going to attract more beetles through your screen bottom board to the bait, but it's a royal pain of having to come and service the beetle trap. But these are 2 little items, 2 little options if you're when you don't want to put it inside the hive. And this is about the 25th video, and the whole purpose is not to tell you exactly how to do things, but to show you some of the ways I do things and give you some ideas. And the person with 1 or 2 hives is not going to do it the same as a couple hundred or a couple thousand. And just use common sense and expand it to your individual operation. And that's all I have for you for today. Happy beekeeping. Good luck. See more at georgiabees.blogspot.com or georgiabees.com.